Is this one yours too?
Yeah, that's the mic. Mike just grabbed it.
Okay. So he wants us to try and stay with you. You might have to use some gaff tape on it.
Is he live yet?
I'm not sure. We got some tape for this. I think this battery is good. At least it's higher than this.
Okay.
We're running around the kitchen. I'm like, hey, how are you? You want to see it? Some people don't see it.
The jokes are just sweet.
Oh, he sure is.
The boy-girl thing didn't work. It's just one girl. It's gonna be boy, 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 girl, boy.
Eating all that chicken mix where you liquefies the chicken in the blender. And he had it in the car. He poured it in. And he's drinking it warm. And I can smell it. He goes, no, you gotta smell this. Yep. He goes,
How do you go live on this? No, I'm not too sure. I don't want to. I just need to turn it on.
Got the whole crew.
That's my seat.
Yeah. I'm sitting down finally. Oh yeah.
Smells like cash. You have to turn Where's that smell?
You gotta take it as hot as possible.
Actually, no. Okay, train.
Test is best. Yes. There you go.
Nobody should take anything else out of this.
That's it.
That's it. Simple.
There's to it. Yep.
Okay.
George, smile.
He is fine.
On the inside. You're sitting next to Rick.
Did that? It doesn't want to work that way.
Yep.
I'm going to change the. What's that?
It's not going to go live.
It's live now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Roll it out there.
Okay. Can you hold?
Huh?
Check the screen.
I think you locked it when you put it in there.
How do I unlock the phone?
You just gotta not hit this button.
Is there a setting where I can unlock it?
No, just it's gonna stay unlocked. You just click the lock button and put it on. Make sure not to press this button when you're putting the.
Exactly. So you think it's good?
So I guess that would have been Nicholas. So just go Nicole, okay.
Yeah.
Is it going back?
Are you ready? I was just keeping your seat warm. Do a quick intro for you guys.
You can do it to like us. We got good audio that goes.
Yeah. I got my voice here travels.
This one is not on yet.
Battery just went down.
yes.
Oh, clap for the video like last time. I don't think we need to do that. This is cool.
All right, well, can we get started?
2 minutes ago, hand me the microphone. Otherwise, we'll be recording audio. Yeah.
We're getting close.
No worries.
It's kind of like a lineup.
Yeah, it's gonna hold numbers.
Yeah. Everybody turn
You want us
to the right.
Christian, should be rolling then.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'll need you for the last one.
We are live.
Oh, you're live right now? Okay. I didn't know if you got that up yet.
Yes.
The world is
Oh, he has
watching
a private
Yeah, right. The world is watching, guys.
with great disappointment.
that's what gives time for people to actually join, watch, and I guess they have questions, but I don't know how to see them.
Right.
So I'm going to lots of comments I'll see later.
Right, can't see them on.
I can't see them on there because it's not hooked up in my YouTube channel because Christian
Sorry,
hasn't
the other
subscribed.
So this is going to be on your balance hormone.
Yeah, because but then we'll give the other copy to you as
Right.
a piece to break it
But I
up.
mean, the live.
Like,
roll on this.
You guys are good, yeah? You're not yeah. Just let us know when. Kind of reminds me when I was an ultra boy when I was younger, and no one lit the candles. That's all.
Confessions are coming out.
Yeah,
and
right, exactly.
The priest made me go out and light all the candles while the whole congregation was watching. Because it's that stress before.
Puts the pressure on.
Yeah, puts the
Because
pressure
you're like 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's watching. That's one of those candles.
You know, it's just everything's on the line with candles. Right. I kind of feel from the video as well.
So we'll do this an hour? Is that
Yeah, we'll go now. I think hour and a half is too long. Unless you want us to go on with
You guys go as long as you want. We have
it's going to be an open discussion.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever you guys
I mean,
want.
I've set the format just so you know. It's going to have a certain topic. I spoke to some of you about the topic, so and we're going to go from there.
Yeah, so whatever you guys feel comfortable with. You know, last one was supposed to be like an hour and a half, and we closer to 40.
It was
That was, you know, so however it goes up. So.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Well, ready?
You guys rolling?
All right.
Right, do it? This will get
That's right. Bring it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I am Dr. Michael Palmieri. I'm the chair of the Olympia University. Thank you guys for coming out here. This is our last event for the year, for the weekend. Excuse me. And it's been a great weekend. If you've got to see some of the rest of our seminars and our other roundtables and stuff, it's been a great weekend. Good news is we've been asked to come back next year for the Olympia in Las Vegas. I believe it's October 13th and 14th. It's going to be at the Las Vegas Convention Center. We've been asked to run Olympia University once again. Very excited about that. So if you guys can, follow Mr. Olympia University. That's our tag on our social media. You can also follow our company, Dominate Your Game. Please go to our social media, follow us, and get your updates as needed. And we start posting all of our stuff as things go on. And we do some other events besides the Olympia, some other expos and stuff like that. We do education workshops for. Our goal with this Olympia University is to get the information that people need out there. There's a lot of stuff that tends to get trampled on and pushed aside because it may not be the next hip, new, hot thing. People instead get their information from some gurus that are on the internet. We have the experts. This is one of the greatest panels you could ever hope to have in one place talking about the topic that we're going to have. Our topic today is hormone optimization, and Mike is going to be moderating it. We're going to be talking about your TRT, HRT, everything like that in between. So they all have different experiences, the level of experience, the level of education, and the level of know-how on applying not just knowledge but practically applying something is astounding with this group. All different areas of the same industry. So you guys have questions, don't hesitate to ask them. Like I said, Mike's going to moderate it. This is interactive. They'll talk. If you have questions, this is your opportunity to ask any of them one-on-one questions about what you're thinking about. So Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you, and thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you. All right, well, thank you for the introduction. Just want to welcome everyone who are here present and also those who are watching live on YouTube. Because if you've ever wondered what it would be like to have some of the top TRT experts in the world all assembled in one place, then this is a video for you to watch. So you don't want to miss anything, and we're going to start by introducing everyone. I'll start with myself. I'm Mike from Balance My Hormones. I'm the founder of Balance My Hormones and the Hormonist Pharmacy in the UK, and we're here to help men and women optimize their hormones, as many of our other practitioners are as well. So I'm going to hand it over to Dr. George.
Yeah, hello. So this is my second Olympia University. I'm a certified biopathologist MD. My background is from bodybuilding. I used to compete as a national athlete. So I'm now practicing medicine, actually prevention medicine, about the harm reduction steroid use and also TRT in men. I have been the Medical Society of Muscular magazine, and I have written 5 books in English. And of course, present in several YouTube channels. So I'm thankful to Mike Palmieri for his invitation. That's all.
Okay. So, like Dr. T, I am a former competitive bodybuilder. My name is Rick Collins. I'm now an attorney. I've been practicing law in the area of dietary supplements, performance-enhancing drugs for the last 25 years. My entire practice is kind of where hardcore health and fitness intersect with criminal or regulatory problems. So if somebody's arrested for anabolic steroids, if it's a TRT clinic that's having some problems, those are all things that I get involved with. I actually co-authored a fitness book probably 15 years ago that was prompted by the idea that we, as a society, men, our testosterone levels are dropping generationally. And there have been studies that have shown that testosterone levels of our grandpas were higher than our papas, and their levels are higher than ours. So we see this gradual decline in testosterone, and so that's why panels like this are so important, not just about TRT and the specifics, but why TRT? Why is it important? Why is it more important now than ever before? So this is my second or third Olympia University. I've also done Arnold University as well. And so this is exciting for me, and thank you. Glad to be here.
So my name is Dave Lee. I'm a health coach from Australia. I have no background in bodybuilding. And my background is more from mental health, and I transitioned out of psychiatry into working with hormones. I lasted a very small stint in my psychiatry degree before I dropped out, because I realized that what I wanted to learn was how to heal the brain and how to actually help people fix their mental health, not how to drug them with psychiatric medications. It has been a very interesting few years working particularly with younger men on their hormonal challenges, and that has been an area that I have niched into. And I've made a number of YouTube lectures on troubleshooting testosterone, as well as troubleshooting a lot of the issues that younger men have when they have developed with a lower androgen level. As Rick was saying before, testosterone levels are plummeting, and this has been particularly devastating to younger men who are coming through adolescence and into their early 20s without that peak androgenic surge, both physically as well as in terms of their identity and their trajectory in their life. So I've worked in that field a lot, and my background was, I actually got into this field from a brain injury myself. So working on also regenerative therapies for things like PTSD and head trauma has been a big passion of mine, and the cross-section of how testosterone can help with that, along with other hormones and other holistic interventions.
My name is Luke Lehman. I am not a doctor. I have absolutely no credentials for that, but I am a personal trainer / strength coach / sports nutritionist. And so my job with what I do with my clients is helping them to investigate whether doing TRT or some type of performance-enhancing drug is going to be valuable for them, and then also talking them off the ledge from what they're seeing on TikTok and Instagram and thinking that more is better instead of better is better, and then also getting them doing the right things that's going to make their hormonal supplementation work better, like getting all your fundamental foundational things correct with training, with nutrition, with sleep, and making sure that that's taken care of before they investigate going out to the pharmaceutical route, or if they've done the pharmaceutical route already, whether they need to do to make sure that that's working better and not going down negative pathways.
Hi guys, thank you for joining us.
This is a great event. I hope you guys tell your friends next year so we get more people at it, because it's really, I've done this for a couple of years now with Michael, and it's been amazing. So come next year and bring everybody with you. My name's Elizabeth Yurth. I'm a physician. I practice at a clinic. I run a clinic called Boulder Longevity Institute in Boulder, Colorado, kind of the mecca of performance medicine, because we have a lot of very high-level athletes who come out to Boulder. They're trained in all sorts of sports, largely because of its altitude, but also because it's such a beautiful place. But we have patients actually all over the world. I'm licensed in most of the U.S., and then we have patients pretty much in almost every country. So I do a lot of online treatment of patients as well as seeing patients in our clinic. My background is interesting in that I actually came from orthopedics. Orthopedics is about as far as people think from good, healthy medicine. But I think if you look at the number one thing that actually becomes detrimental in all of you as athletes, myself included, I think one of the biggest things is injuries to joints and progressive arthritis. It's actually the number one cause of disability. And so I started looking at, now 20 years ago, how do I actually optimize people so that they don't wear out their joints. And hopefully, I think honestly, we can actually prevent people from ever needing joint replacements if we start early enough. So that's where my focus came from. But in so learning, I got much more interested in just human optimization and performance medicine. So at our clinic, we use every tool possible, from hormones to peptides to repurposed drugs to exercises to very high-tech gadgetry to try and actually optimize people so you guys can get to be, you know, I've got everywhere from, you know, Olympic runners to the 8-year-old who's still helicopter skiing. So that's our goal, is to keep everybody at the level they really want for as long as they want.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and thanks to Mike for putting us on. It's been great. It's been grateful to be here. Met a lot of great people here, and it's been a lot of fun. So my name is Eric Fade. I'm a physician from Ohio, and I do also similar to Bessie, health and performance medicine with a focus on hormonal fitness and what I call muscle medicine, focusing on muscle as an endocrine organ and what it can do for your health and longevity. I too came from more of the traditional medical background that was discussed earlier. I was an ER doctor for many years, so I kind of saw people at their worst, very sick and broken. Learned how to take care of that, but I also learned that a lot of these things can be prevented. It's been mentioned earlier about how many people are getting sicker younger now, and seeing a lot of hormonal issues now at a much younger age. So I kind of hit that on the preventive side. Same thing with, you know, again, hormone optimization, peptide therapies, and I try to do from a more personalized precision medicine approach, try to really get down to the cellular level and figure out what is going on with that person to make the individualized treatment plan to get them performing their best.
Awesome. My name is Dr. Thomas O'Connor. I'm technically a board-certified internal medicine physician, primary care doctor for about 22 years now. But I really came into this world personally as a man who did steroids. I'm 59 years old, and about the age, I was training at 13 years old, just like a beast, and trained into my early 20s without steroids. And I'm a competitive powerlifter. I did get up as high as 505 pounds on a bench press at 198 pounds. That's with a bench shirt on, so it's called equipped. I'm really not the strongest guy in the world, but I did love taking steroids when I was in my 20s. And this is back in the 80s and 90s, you know, so it was really an underground back then, real underground, really, really underground. It was awesome. And, you know, but I did it, and I enjoyed it. And so I went on and off steroids from about 23, and I was against the steroids, but man, you got a devil here and you got an angel on that side. And that's just the reality for me. So, you know, but I loved it, but I hated it. And I would go on and off steroids subsequently from 23 to about 27, and you know, they really work, right? So, you know, and I didn't want to be off steroids or even on steroids, but by the time I was about 27, you know, I was getting tired in my life. Academically, I was an architecture guy. I eat ADD, as you can imagine. So I have an architecture degree from Syracuse University, a master's degree in exercise physiology. And I was on a PhD fellowship for cardiovascular medicine, but I was on steroids at the same time, trying to protect myself because I was worried about having a heart attack, even at the age of 23 or 25. I dropped out of the whole thing for the PhD fellowship and went back pre-med at Syracuse to get my medical in 1994. And I've never looked back. So I'm a board-certified doctor, became a primary care doctor, wanted to be a cardiology doctor, realizing that cardiology doctors, all they do is see sick people with hearts. So I became a primary care doctor to prevent people from seeing cardiology doctors. So my focus today, I became the anabolic doc over many years. I didn't really want to be the anabolic doc, but I had a lot of mostly men and some women coming to me that were pro bodybuilders, strong men, right? Talking about some of the, I started off with professional strongmen and powerlifters and bodybuilders, and they would come to me because they trusted me, because I'm one of them, because I'm on steroids. But I became a real doctor, I guess, I don't know, an internal medicine doctor, and that was first. So then over years and years and years, I've transferred my professional career itself into taking care of only people that are on androgens. And I still have a license, funny enough. No, I almost lost that years ago. And I was just trying to help people. So it's called harm reduction. So I've written articles. You can check out me. I'm in a lot of movies and stuff, which is fun. I guess I like the bullshit, you know, like the camera. So I've dedicated my life to the protection of people on androgens, because you can see that a lot of people are using androgens, and the traditional medical physicians just haven't seen this, or they haven't used them. So it's kind of started off as an underground, just kind of come up from the underground, including women. And I just want people to be healthy, and I don't want to have a heart attack. So I've dedicated my life to protecting people on androgens. That's it.
Hi, I'm Nathan Payton. I am a nutritionist. I specialize in increasing athletic performance. Probably most known for working with World Strongest Man athletes. I've won 7 World Strongest Man titles with clients, 4 with Brian Shaw, 2 with Tom Stoltman, and 1 with Martinez Lisis. Also work with NFL athletes like Saquon Barkley and Michael Pierce, various athletes across the board, just in different sports. Along that journey and working with such large and powerful individuals definitely took me down into a path where I ended up specializing in insulin optimization, manipulating it, and using that as my main form for how I increase and manipulate athletic performance, strictly by the actions of insulin, either increasing its output, sometimes minimizing its output to extend the duration of other intentions that I may have, and of course manipulating the insulin sensitivity up and down as needed when you target. So I work with diabetic clients now around the world as a result of that with all these athletes. So my area tends to specifically be kind of increasing athletic performance through insulin and focusing on that.
Thank you. So we, as Balance My Hormones, we also have a YouTube channel called Balance My Hormones. And before this roundtable discussion, we asked the viewers of the channel which topics they would like the roundtable to discuss. And 44% of the people in the roundtable asked to discuss something around testosterone replacement therapy. But how does that impact hematocrit, hemoglobin, erythrocytosis, and what are those effects on the heart? There's also one of the suggestions given us by Dr. Connor. So we wanted to start with that, and we'll pass the microphone around. If we have questions from the audience, please let us know. But actually, before we start talking about the question, that was the number one. The second topic that our poll showed was people wanted us to discuss the dosing. What is the optimal dosing for TRT? And we can also talk about HRT, but in particular, testosterone replacement therapy. There was another 13% were interested in learning about peptides and their effect with TRT. And then finally, how does testosterone replacement therapy work for women? But before we do that, I wanted to touch on what Rick had discussed about the declining levels of men's hormone levels of testosterone, as well as fertility. I think they say now 1 in 5 young men have low testosterone levels, and it's astounding. And one of the most frustrating parts of it is the reference ranges from the labs, the various labs, and some of the doctors that can't quite work out what's optimal for one's health is not necessarily what's on that lab reference range. And so that must be very frustrating for the patient. I know myself, when I was first diagnosed with low testosterone when I was 22 years old, I think it was the LabCorp reference range, or Quest, it was 400 nanograms per deciliter to 1,080. And now it's gone so much lower, I think in the 275 on the low end. And there are other studies that talk about try to do the maths. In the UK version, testosterone as low as 15 nanomoles per liter, you may start seeing symptoms of low T. So I'll just pass around the microphone. Who wants to start?
So let me, as the resident lawyer here, let me start by saying nothing that we say is legal or medical advice, and nothing we say creates an attorney-client relationship or a physician-patient relationship just by listening or watching what's going on here. I'll turn it over to the doctors, but what I have heard and seen is that there's this gradual diminishing of the range that is acceptable for what is considered, I guess, normal. So when we look at, I guess when physicians look at a patient's testosterone level, total testosterone level, and it's between, let's say, 270 and now something like 780, I think is considered the peak on some tests. So that range is based on what's currently normal, as I understand it. So that if, let's say, 50 years ago, the range was 500 to 1500, that would have been normal then. The fact that it's lower now doesn't mean it's optimal.
Right.
Doesn't, in fact, it could mean it's sick. It could be that that range is actually problematic. And I'd like the doctors to talk a little bit about, first, what that means in terms of patient care, but also why are we lowering? You know, why are we not recognizing that just the diminishing levels doesn't mean that that's okay? It could in fact mean that there's, whether it's environmental issues, endocrine disruptors, we could go on a list, but, and what should we do about that? What should physicians do about that?
Yeah, it's a fact that the testosterone has declined, so this generation have lower testosterone than the fathers, and the fathers than the grandfathers. I believe in environmental things like xenoestrogens, also stress in daily lifestyle, insomnia, use of narcotics, alcohol, lack of physical activity, all this contribute to lower testosterone. And men that are lousy and pathetic come to my office and they beg for a resurrection. And the levels are low. I mean, they are 299 and they are considered hypogonadic, but in 301 they are considered eugonadic, which is something not cool because we are more than numbers on a piece of paper. The number one evaluation should be considered by the clinical examination, the symptoms, they feel fatigue, the lack of sex esteem, sex drive, the erectile dysfunction, the obesity, the insulin resistance, and all this has to be considered as parameters and then check out a blood work. So men may feel bad below 400, the symptoms start below 400, and a bad lifestyle, quality of life comes below 350, I believe. So we need to see out of the box and consider the patient as a whole, as an identity, and not just as a number on a piece of paper.
Right, all I can really do is reemphasize that. I'm going to, just because I am the only female on this panel, I will emphasize that the normal testosterone for female is 0 to 6, at least in our numbers. So actually, if you're a 0 as a female, you still have normal testosterone. And yet testosterone is not just key to libido and muscle building, but bone. Estrogen gets all the credit for bone. Testosterone is actually absolutely critical to women for bone, as are muscles critical to bone. So if you don't have muscles, muscles actually create, yesterday Eric gave a great talk on myokines. Muscles actually produce a myokine that's imperative for bone health. So women have to have testosterone. As to what is a normal value, I will push to say that, you know, some people feel